loves, come on in. I'm Kristin, and I chat about my no-buy year, decluttering, and organizing. If you like that type of thing, I would love for you to like and subscribe. So today we are doing a little kitchen decluttering, actually a large kitchen decluttering. I've already gone through my servingware, decluttered what I didn't think I would use again and haven't been using. I will add a link to that video in the cards here. So that was 2 of my larger cabinets in the kitchen. That's already taken care of. So I want to finish up with the rest of our cabinets and drawers today. Let's see if we can fit it all in to one session. Let's go. I grabbed a bin for last chance items because there are always some things in the kitchen that you don't use on a regular basis, but maybe use every once in a while. So this will be a bin for that. I have a box in the laundry room that I pull out for donations, and anything that's a keep is probably just going to go back into the drawer or cabinet where it came from. One category that I want to take a look at all in one place is our small appliances, aside from our air fryer, because that we use all the time. And we have a few smaller kitchen appliances or crock pots in the garage. I want to pull those out. I'm going to clear this countertop. And as I go through more cabinets and drawers, I'm just going to put all of the smaller appliances here to take a grand look at what all we have, see what we use, what we don't use, and what I don't think we're going to use again. I feel pretty good about our spice drawer. This is right next to our stove and our oven. I can't think of a better place for them right now, but I will go through to see if we have any expired seasonings, spices, or duplicates. If we have a duplicate of something that we use already, then I can store that elsewhere as a backup. And look at this, there's already some extras right here. Here's a full Italian seasoning, and there's one over here. So I will find another place for the extras just to give this drawer a little bit of breathing room. The food scale and just various seasonings over here. I pulled out some of the duplicates, and also, I mean, what am I doing with this egg cooker manual? I love this egg cooker. The egg cooker goes to a lot of use because I make a ton of deviled eggs for any gathering that we go to. But this is right here is just straight up trash. And then these little cooking guides for other small appliances that we have. I can look anything like that up online if needed. So I've pulled out the duplicates. I need to go in, take everything out, and vacuum up the drawer and see if I have an extra liner that I can put down. Back here are some cutting boards that were handmade and special to my husband. And then a pot holder back here, also next to the stove, so it comes in handy. Some random toothpicks. It looks like some sort of seasoning hiding back here. A duplicate of parsley flakes. Why do we have 2? I honestly am not even sure why we have 1. I also need to take a look at what we actually use and what we may never use. Okay, y'all, I'm so excited. The hubs had to remind me about these beautiful spice jars that we got for Christmas. And I had just been saving until I felt like going through and decanting everything. And here we are months later. But look at the beautiful labels, the bamboo lids, and they're all just this rectangular glass. Even came with a tiny collapsible funnel. So since we are working in the kitchen today with drawers and cabinets, today is the day that I decant our spices and really try to streamline the spice drawer, make it look a little more Pinterest worthy, if you will. I'm going to get to that project and then I'll show you how the drawer looks after. Let's see the final look of the spice drawer. It was completely worth the time that it took to decant everything that we had into these beautiful glass bottles with the pretty labels. So nice to have those typed out because my handwriting is terrible. And this will be a lot faster going forward because I won't have to decant all of them at once. I will just need to decant as we run low and replace some. And I went through this basket and cleared out a little bit. And we even have a little extra space and breathing room in the spice drawer. So I am feeling good about that. However, underneath the spice drawer, oh my goodness, food storage containers galore. We have been trying to switch over to mostly glass, but pretty much all you can see here is our plastic. So I think it's time to get rid of some of the plastic food containers and bring the glass food containers to the forefront so we're more likely to use those. And a couple of large bowls and our colander down here. Behind that, I'm pretty sure we have a Griddler, so I'm going to put that on the countertop as one of our small appliances. These we have been using for food prep, but honestly, we don't really need this many. We don't need these larger ones with all the mismatched lids. And these were just old to-go containers. So I think we can definitely pare this down to what we actually use week to week. And we'll pull some of this glass forward. In this pull out down here, we have a little bit of a mix match. These are for food prep. Again, I really don't think we need to keep this many, so I'll pare down on some of these, and I'd like to keep our food prep containers in the same pull out slider because we really only use those about once a week. And our mixer, this will go in with our small appliances. I do keep it with the food prep because this is what I use to shred chicken. We have some reusable plastic bags. And this 3-set, which I've had forever, and I like it because it does all stack together, but it is difficult to get in and out. If you want the smaller one, you sort of have to take everything out, put all the lids back on to store it. This is going to go in the last chance bin. Now that we're switching over to glass, I just want to make sure we have all of the sizes that we need. And if we're covered, I'll give it a couple of months. And if we haven't needed to pull this out, this will be donated. We have some more bowls, this thermos for hot or cold soups and whatnot that has a little spoon attached. This is great for me to take it to work. I'm going to keep this with the weekly food prep. Of course, we need this. The plastic bowls that I have in a set, I believe those can be donated because we have stainless steel bowls now with lids that we use for mixing and storing. Way back there was our Griddler. I'm going to pop this on the counter to go with the small appliances. Well, y'all, this devolved quickly. When I said I wanted to gather some small appliances as I was going through the cabinets and pick out a few from the garage that are questionable as well, I did not realize I would be filling up the countertop this quickly. So this is not even everything. I do know we have a few actually even bigger items in the garage that the hubs wants to keep, the bread maker and the dehydrator, which we have high hopes to use. And there is a juicer in the garage that I do like to use in the summer. Of course, I didn't do it last summer. So those are sort of in the last chance, our extended pantry that's in the garage. I know two small things that aren't here that we use are our tea kettle, like the electric kettle, and the coffee maker, but very rarely. And we used to store it in the garage, and that was fine. So I'd like to make room for that again. And I want to figure out what can go and what we use regularly that needs to stay. So first up, our hand mixer. This definitely stays for sure. And that's going to go with meal prep stuff. The egg cooker, and listen, when I got this, I was telling myself I would never buy another kitchen gadget because honestly, I'm not really that big of a cook. But this has just been amazing. I love this egg cooker. I've got the double decker. I make a ton of deviled eggs. That's always what I bring to events. So this is a definite keep for sure. And let's see, this little guy, it's a great brand. It works really well. However, I feel like this is buying a problem because it is so difficult to clean. It's harder to clean than it would be, or it takes as much time to clean as it does to just chop whatever I'm chopping in this with a knife. So this I feel like we can part with. I'm sad to say that the Griddler, a grill on one side and a griddle on one side, It used to really come in handy. I used to cook with this a lot. However, gauging by the fact that we've been in our home for 3.5 years, it's been in our kitchen cabinet, not even hiding out in the extended pantry in the garage, we have never one time used it. It does, it's great. It served its purpose for a season, and that season has passed. Same feeling with the Instant Pot. And I swear I just had this on my Christmas list like 2 or 3 years ago. I felt like we had to have it because it was such a popular item. There were so many things you can do with it and so many recipes. We never use it. The only thing I would use it for is to cook rice, but the hubs cooks the rice and he just cooks rice on the stove. We're not making yogurt. If we're making chili, it's on the stove in a stock pot, and we're just not pressure cooking anything. I did try this for boiled eggs, and it, for me, did not work nearly as well as just my little egg cooker that is just on point every single time I use it. So I think it's time to part with the Instant Pot. It's taking up a lot of space. We do keep it in the garage, but I want space for the coffee maker. So we are going to part with this. Into this hot mess of a crate over here. We have a plethora of items in here. One, this is some sort of rotisserie type deal. I think that came with our air fryer. So we are going to part with this. Now, let me know in the comments, should I donate this? Because I would think you have to have a particular air fryer to use it. It seems very specific. Or is this just trash? I'm on the fence of what to do about this, but it's definitely going to go. Okay. Look at all the NutriBullet cups. What is happening? This one has a handle. This one has a lid. This one has a lid and a handle. Oh my gosh, there's more. There's even more in here than I thought. Another one. Another one. Oh my goodness. And then more even attachments and handles and things. Here's the deal. I use the blender for smoothies, and I usually whip up about 4 at a time. I use these tall NutriBullet glasses, but I have like a lid that you can drink out of. So I don't use any of these lid attachments or any of these smaller ones. And then the NutriBullet itself, again, it had its season. Good gracious, here's another lid. There was a season for it. It did work great. It still works. However, I solely use the blender when I'm going to make something that I would make in the NutriBullet. Look at all of this here. I mean, the full sets. I think somebody could really get a lot of use out of this. I'm going to find a box where I can box all of this together to donate. Lids that don't even go to anything. They don't even go to these. This looks like maybe it went to like an old Yeti. These are just trash. I have no idea. Why have these have been in the garage for 3.5 years since we moved in. What in the absolute world? The last thing in the crate actually is a pasta maker. We're going to keep this. If you've noticed a theme between the bread maker and the pasta maker, we love some carbs. We have high hopes of trying this out as well. Maybe this is going to be the last chance. If we don't use the pasta maker and the bread maker and the dehydrator in the next couple of months, maybe it'll be time to let those go. But right now, we're very, very hopeful, so we're not quite ready to part with these. Oh, and another hidden here is the electric knife, which I know the Hubs wants to keep as well. But I think if we actually keep it in the kitchen instead of out in the garage in that extended pantry, then he would use it more often. So that is a keep. But look at all of this. I'm so excited to make more room in our extended pantry in the garage. Yay! The utility drawer. Let's take a look. I'm not gonna lie, I'm worried about this one. I'm a little concerned because this, I'm surprised that it even closes. There is not even a centimeter of spare space in here. This is no, absolutely not. I'm gonna take everything out so I can actually see what's in here. Let's declutter. Oh my gross. There's just straight up trash in here. This needs to be with our seasoning. This drawer has never been vacuumed out. Absolutely grossing me out. How about this guy? How about the pineapple slicer core? We've literally never used it. We've lived here 3.5 years. We eat pineapple, we buy a full pineapple, and then we just cut it. I don't even know if this works. Oh my absolute word. It absolutely never ceases to amaze and astonish me at how much stuff I can shove in a drawer or a cabinet. Look at all this. I mean, it's a good sized drawer, but this is not functional. There's just layers upon layers. I'm already seeing duplicates that can definitely go. I'm seeing things that need to be relocated. I'm going to grab this little basket and grab what needs to be relocated, get that out of our way, and I will put those in their designated area later. Okay, I did a quick pass to grab what needed to be relocated. I will do that here in a little bit. Now I'm just going to go through and grab duplicates. Like what's happening here? What's going on here? We have 2 perfectly good spatulas. This has not been used in ages. It's going to go. So I'm going to grab those duplicates as fast as I can. Now that I've found some duplicate items, I'm going to figure out which ones we use the most and let the other ones go. This little guy definitely needs to be relocated. My mama made the world's best sugar cookies. This is one of her cookie cutters with her recipe. Of course, I've never tried this because I do not bake. I barely even cook. Again, why do I have all of these things? All of these kitchen gadgets. Why are they necessary for somebody who rarely cooks? Of course, the Hubs does. But I would like to keep this somewhere special, especially knowing I have not gotten around to this recipe, and I may never, but I do want to keep this little cookie cutter. Speaking of not baking, why did I buy cookie cutters? I guess I thought these would be cute for like a poker night or something, but I don't bake, so these can definitely go. But look how cute. They're gone. So now I'm seeing some items that are very specific, like a lemon squeezer. I actually do use this. I like it. I'm just going to sort of gather these, the avocado dealy bob. I do use this. I like this a lot. It works great, and I love to make guacamole, so that works. These nutcrackers, really, we only use around the holidays, so I may just put this with servingware. Is this a melon baller? Why? Why did I buy this? What am I going to do with a melon baller? I've never in my life used this. Was this like a trend? Was this a social media trend or something? I have no idea why this is in my drawer. I mean, why? No, useless. Absolutely useless. No point. Why wouldn't I just use a spoon? Another oddly specific item, I believe this is to peel garlic. I think you put the garlic in here and roll it around until the peel comes off. Never used it, never going to. Again, this is like buying a problem. Then I have to clean it. I'm going to chop the garlic anyway. Why wouldn't I just chop it a little bit, peel it, and then finish chopping it? What in the world? I'm not even going to donate this because I don't know if anybody knows what it is. That's trash. This, the honeycomb, thinking I'm going to be cute with my tea. I don't even put honey in my tea. So this is no, absolutely not. Why? Okay, now I'm down to mostly just things that we do use. The forever getting stuck in the drawer. We do use this kind of like meat masher. Why though do I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of tongs? Why do I have four of these? I literally only need 1, maybe 2 in the drawer, so we can part with these. Well, not all of them. We can part with a couple of these. I missed these when I went through the duplicates. I don't know how. Now that I have a good idea of what we're actually keeping, I'm going to start placing everything back in the drawer. Let's see if we can open and close it this time. Okay, so we got through our small appliances and 2 more drawers today. I don't know why I thought we could pack more in. This did go by fast, but somehow took longer than I thought at the same time. I'm feeling really good about how the drawers are looking and thinning out some of those small appliances. I'm ready to hit the rest of the cabinets and one more drawer in, I guess, what will be part 3 of the kitchen declutter. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe before you go. And I hope your day is as fabulous as you are. Toodles!